Welcome to a phenomenal day in the world of tennis, where history is not just remembered, but actively being written before our very eyes on the lush green courts of Germany. Hello and welcome. Today, we are diving into an extraordinary sports story that has sent absolute shockwaves of excitement throughout the global tennis community. In a spectacular collision of generations, rising tennis prodigy Alexandra Eala has quite literally exploded onto the doubles scene in a dream partnership with none other than the legendary former world number one, Venus Williams. This is not just a standard tournament update. This is the story of a monumental debut, a pairing that bridges decades of tennis evolution, and a testament to the enduring magic of the sport. At the Bad Homburg Open, a crucial grass court tournament leading up to the most prestigious event in tennis, Wimbledon, the Filipino-American duo stepped onto court and immediately captured the hearts and imaginations of fans worldwide. It is a storyline that sounds like it was scripted in Hollywood, yet it unfolded with absolute brilliance in reality. We're looking at 21-year-old Alex Eala, the pride of the Philippines, currently sitting at a career-high ranking of number 30 in the Women's Tennis Association singles rankings, standing shoulder to shoulder with a 46-year-old icon, Venus Williams. Venus, a 7-time Grand Slam singles champion, a titan of the game whose name is synonymous with greatness, power, and grace. Together, they have surged through to the doubles quarterfinals after utterly dispatching the formidable American-Australian tandem of Catherine Harrison and Alexandra Osborne in a highly anticipated first-round match. They claimed victory in straight sets, 6-3, 6-4, under the lights of a packed stadium on Wednesday night. The atmosphere was absolutely electric. The sheer magnetism of this pairing cannot be overstated. On one side of the net, you have a young woman who carries the hopes and dreams of an entire nation on her shoulders, a player who has meticulously honed her craft, rising through the junior ranks to become a legitimate force on the professional tour. On the same side of the net stands a living legend, a pioneer who, along with her sister Serena, revolutionized women's tennis, elevating it to unprecedented heights of athleticism and global popularity. The fact that Venus Williams, at this stage in her incredibly decorated career, is actively choosing to step onto the court and mentor a rising star like Eala in a competitive tour-level environment is nothing short of breathtaking. It speaks volumes about Venus's unquenchable passion for the game and her dedication to passing the torch to the next generation. And for Alex Eala, this is the masterclass of a lifetime. Imagine the profound impact of having one of the greatest minds and most experienced players in the history of the sport standing right next to you, whispering strategic insights, sharing the pressure, and navigating the nuances of grass court tennis. This first-round victory at Bad Homburg was not merely a win on the scorecard. It was a loud, definitive statement. They did not just scrape by. They dominated early, weathered a mid-match storm, and closed it out with the composure of champions. The tennis world is watching, captivated by this seemingly unlikely yet utterly perfect alliance. As we unpack this massive story, we will delve deep into exactly how this match unfolded, the fascinating tactical dynamics of their partnership, the historical significance of such cross-generational pairings, and what this means for both players as they march inexorably toward the hallowed grounds of Wimbledon. Settle in, because this is a deep dive into a moment that will be remembered as one of the most compelling narratives of the tennis season. Moving beyond the initial shock and awe of the spectacular debut, we have to analyze the profound layers of this partnership and the meticulous details of their performance on the grass courts of Bad Homburg. When the draw was first announced and the names Alexandra Eala and Venus Williams appeared next to each other, a collective gasp echoed through the tennis world. It is the ultimate fusion of raw, ascending talent, and unparalleled, battle-tested wisdom. Let us first contextualize the magnitude of the players involved. Alexandra Eala has been a phenomenon in the making for years. The Filipino sensation has been systematically dismantling barriers, transitioning from a junior prodigy, where she captured a historic Grand Slam junior singles title, to a formidable contender on the senior tour. Currently ranked number 30 in the world at just 21 years of age, she represents the vanguard of a new era. Her game is characterized by relentless baseline aggression, exceptional footwork, and a tactical maturity that far exceeds her years. She is a player who thrives under pressure, carrying the immense, unwavering support of the passionate Filipino fan base every time she steps onto the court. However, despite her undeniable talent, The transition to consistent success on the demanding grass courts, particularly in the lead-up to Wimbledon, is a notoriously complex challenge. Grass is a surface that demands precise timing, specialized footwork, and an acute understanding of lower bounces and faster skids. It requires a nuanced approach that often takes years to master. Enter Venus Williams. To attempt to summarize Venus's legacy is almost impossible, but in the context of this partnership, it is crucial. She is a 5-time Wimbledon singles champion and a 6-time Wimbledon doubles champion alongside her sister. Venus does not just play on grass. She practically owns the intellectual property of how to dominate on it. Her legendary serve, her astonishing reach at the net, and her innate understanding of grass court geometry make her the ultimate partner and mentor. At 46 years old, her physical longevity and enduring competitive fire are subjects of scientific and athletic marvel. For Venus, this tournament in Bad Homburg serves as vital preparation for her own grand return to the Wimbledon doubles stage, where she is set to reunite with Serena Williams, who has recently announced an earth-shattering comeback to tennis. Therefore, Venus is not out there for an exhibition. She's out there to win, to sharpen her reflexes and to fine-tune her aggressive net play. When Eala and Williams walked onto court on Wednesday night for their round of 16 match against Catherine Harrison and Alexandra Osborne, the anticipation was palpable. The crowd was packed to the rafters, completely captivated by the narrative unfolding before them. From the very first point, the chemistry between the Filipino star and the American legend was astonishingly natural. You might expect a newly formed team, especially one with such a vast difference in age and experience, to require a period of awkward adjustment. There was none. They hit the ground running with an explosive intensity that immediately put their opponents on the back foot. The first set was a masterclass in dominant doubles play. Eala and Williams stormed out of gates, breaking their opponent's serve early and consolidating with ruthless efficiency. They built a commanding 4-love lead in the blink of an eye. In doubles, momentum is everything, and the Eala-Williams pairing seized it immediately. Eala was striking the ball with massive topspin and depth from the baseline, keeping Harrison and Osborne pinned back, while Venus patrolled the net with a predatory instinct that has won her dozens of titles. Venus's sheer presence at the net creates a psychological barrier for opponents. The wingspan, the anticipation, the crisp volleys. It forces opponents into attempting low-percentage passing shots, which invariably lead to errors. They comfortably took the first set 6-3, showcasing a blend of Eala's youthful exuberance and Venus's strategic mastery. However, professional tennis is rarely a straight line, and the true test of any doubles team, particularly a new one, is how they respond to adversity. The second set provided exactly that test. Harrison and Osborne, both accomplished players in their own right, refused to surrender quietly. They adjusted their tactics, perhaps targeting Eala slightly more, testing her resilience, or attempting to lob Venus to force her back from the net. The Australian-American duo fought their way to a 3-2 lead. This was the critical juncture of the match. This is where the profound value of Venus Williams as a partner became glaringly obvious. In those moments of tension, when a set threatens to slip away, experience is the most valuable currency on the court. Venus's calming presence, her ability to dictate the pace between points, and her strategic mid-match adjustments were crucial. Trailing 3-2, Eala and Williams elevated their collective level. They demonstrated exceptional grit, fighting back to win 2 consecutive games, securing their first critical break of the second set to edge ahead 4-3. It was a remarkable display of mental toughness. But the drama was not over. Harrison and Osborne immediately broke back, leveling the set at 4-all. The tension in the stadium reached its peak. It was a pressure cooker environment, the exact scenario that separates good teams from great ones. How would the young 21-year-old and the 46-year-old veteran respond to losing a break advantage late in a set? The answer was emphatic. They locked in. They broke right back, reclaiming the momentum, and then the responsibility fell to the legend herself. Venus Williams stepped up to the baseline to serve the match at 5-4. And true to her iconic status, she delivered. With booming serves and clinical execution, she closed out the game, securing the set 6-4 and cementing a glorious debut victory for the Dream Team. The crowd erupted, recognizing that they had just witnessed a very special moment in the sport. Let us dig deeper into the tactical mechanics of why this pairing works so brilliantly. Doubles is a game of complementary skills. It is not just about putting two good singles players together. It is about how their styles mesh and how they cover each other's weaknesses. Alexandra Eala is a baseline powerhouse. She has incredible court coverage, a blistering forehand, and a relentless work ethic during rallies. On grass, her ability to return serve deep and heavy is paramount. It neutralizes the server's advantage and sets up the point. When Eala is blasting ground strokes from the back, she is drawing the eyes and the racket to the opposing net player. This is where Venus Williams thrives. Venus at the net is an immovable object and an unstoppable force. If Eala's ground stroke forces a weak, floating reply, Venus is there to put the volley away with devastating finality. Furthermore, Venus's serve, even at this stage of her career, remains a potent weapon. Her high toss, perfect mechanics, and ability to hit every corner of the server's box generate free points and weak returns, which Eala, with her lightning-fast reflexes, can easily clean up at the net or from the midcourt. Beyond the physical tactics, the psychological dynamic is fascinating. For Eala, playing with Venus Williams removes an enormous amount of pressure. While Eala is a rising star, Venus is the undeniable focal point of the crowd and the media. This allows Eala to play with freedom, to swing out, and to learn by osmosis. The constant communication, the high fives after a missed shot, the strategic whispers behind the hand before a return of serve. These are invaluable learning experiences for the young Filipino. She is receiving a real-time, high-stakes education from one of the greatest tacticians in tennis history. For Venus, playing with Eala injects a massive surge of youthful energy. Eala's speed allows Venus to be slightly more aggressive with her positioning, knowing that her younger partner can track down lobs or sharp angles. It is a symbiotic relationship where experience guides youth and youth energizes experience. The implications of this victory extend far beyond the immediate joy of reaching the quarterfinals of the Bad Homburg Open. This partnership is a massive strategic move for both players. For Alexandra Eala, this is a defining chapter in her career evolution. She recently concluded her singles campaign at this very tournament with a tough first-round exit. Sometimes, a singles loss can be demoralizing, especially when preparing for a major. However, pivoting immediately into a successful doubles run alongside Venus Williams completely changes the psychological trajectory of her week. It keeps her on the grass, keeps her competitive juices flowing, and allows her to fine-tune her strokes without the singular, isolating pressure of a singles match. Moreover, Eala is heading into Wimbledon seated in singles for the absolute first time in her career. This is a monumental milestone for Philippine tennis. Entering Wimbledon with the confidence of having played and won matches on grass alongside a five-time champion of the tournament is an immeasurable advantage. She is absorbing the aura of a champion. She is learning how Venus carries herself, how she manages her energy, and how she reads a grass court. This experience could be the exact catalyst Eala needs to make a deep, historic run in the Wimbledon singles draw. For Venus Williams, this tournament is equally critical, though for very different reasons. Venus is not playing for ranking points or money. She is playing for legacy, for the love of the battle, and for preparation. The grass court season is her domain. With the monumental news that Serena Williams is coming out of retirement to reunite the greatest doubles team of all time at Wimbledon, Venus needs match practice. She needs a repetitive rhythm of returning serves, the sharp reflexes required at the net, and the physical conditioning of back-to-back match days. Partnering with a highly motivated, elite top 30 player like Eala ensures that Venus is competing at the highest possible level. It pushes her. When you are on the court with a young phenom who is running down every ball, you are compelled to elevate your own intensity. This deep run in Bad Homburg is the perfect training ground for the Williams sisters' highly anticipated reunion in London. Looking ahead, the path does not get any easier. Having successfully navigated their debut, Eala and Williams now face a formidable challenge in the quarterfinals. They are slated to play against the second-seeded pairing of Tereza Milikova and Olivia Nichols. This will be a severe test of their newly formed partnership. Milikova and Nichols are established doubles specialists. They understand the intricate choreography of doubles movement, The poaching, the tandem shifting, and the relentless targeting of weaknesses. They are seeded second for a reason, possessing consistency and tactical acumen, required to win tour-level doubles titles. Eala and Williams will have to elevate their game even further. They will not be able to rely solely on raw talent and the element of surprise. They will need a meticulous game plan. They will need to serve at a very high percentage, protect their serves fiercely, and find ways to neutralize the coordinated net attacks of the seeded duo. Eala will have to be incredibly sharp on her returns, keeping the ball low and away from the net player, while Venus will need to utilize all of her court craft to anticipate the opponent's moves. It will be a fascinating chess match on grass. A victory against the second seeds would transition this pairing from a wonderful human interest story into a legitimate championship threat. It would prove that their first round win was not a fluke, but the announcement of a highly dangerous team. The broader context of this partnership also touches upon the beautiful tradition of mentorship within the sport of tennis. Throughout history, we have seen veterans pair with rising stars to pass down their knowledge. It is a unique aspect of doubles tennis, where the court becomes a classroom. Think of Martina Navratilova mentoring younger players in the twilight of her career, or the legendary pairings that brought together different eras. Venus Williams is stepping into that historical role with grace and enthusiasm. By choosing to play with Eala, Venus is actively investing in the future of the sport. She is ensuring that the tactical brilliance, the sheer competitive will, and the unparalleled work ethic that defined her generation are transmitted directly to the next. For the Philippines, this is a moment of immense national pride. To see their brightest star, a young woman who has already achieved so much, being guided by an international icon, is a source of profound inspiration. It validates Eala's status on the world stage. It proves that she belongs, not just as a competitor, but as a peer to the legends of the game. The social media explosion following their victory, with the WTA officially celebrating the win, and the global fan base reacting with absolute delight, underscores the universal appeal of this narrative. It is the classic story of the master and the apprentice, rewritten for the modern sports era. As we analyze every angle of this development, we must also consider the physical and emotional endurance required to sustain this level of play. Grass tennis is physically demanding. The low bounce forces players to bend their knees constantly, straining the lower back and legs. The slick surface requires explosive changes of direction, testing the ankles and hips. For a 21-year-old in peak physical condition, it is a demanding schedule. For a 46-year-old, it requires meticulous management of the body, precise recovery protocols, and an incredibly high pain tolerance. The fact that Venus is out there, lunging for volleys and cracking serves, is a testament to her superhuman physical resilience and her absolute dedication to her craft. Every match she plays is a victory for athletic longevity. And for Eala, observing Venus's professional routines, her preparation, and her post-match recovery will be just as valuable as the tactical lessons learned during the points. It is a holistic education in what it takes to be a champion for decades. Furthermore, this pairing brings a much-needed spotlight to the doubles game itself. Often overshadowed by the glitz and glamour of the singles draws, doubles tennis is a spectacular display of athleticism, rapid-fire reflexes, and complex geometry. When a team like Eala and Williams takes the court, it forces the casual tennis fan to pay attention. It brings eyeballs to the doubles format, showcasing the thrilling, fast-paced nature of the discipline. The volleys exchanged at point-blank range, the strategic lobs, the incredible gets. It is a highly entertaining product that deserves more recognition. By participating and excelling in doubles, prominent singles players elevate the entire format. In conclusion, what we are witnessing at the Bad Homburg Open is not just a tennis tournament. It is a highly significant moment in the sport's ongoing narrative. Alexandra Eala and Venus Williams have created a shockwave of excitement, proving that talent knows no age and that the desire to compete and win is a timeless attribute. They have demonstrated that a partnership built on mutual respect, complementary skills, and a shared passion for grass court tennis can yield immediate and spectacular results. They have provided a masterclass in resilience, fighting back from a deficit to clinch a crucial victory. As they prepare to face the second seeds in the quarterfinals, the entire tennis world will be watching with bated breath. Will the dream run continue? Can the sheer power and wisdom of Venus Williams, combined with the youthful explosion and baseline dominance of Alexandra Eala, overcome the coordinated strategy of established doubles specialists? Whatever the outcome of the next match, this pairing has already achieved something remarkable. They have captivated a global audience, provided invaluable experience for a rising star, and proven once again why Venus Williams is a transcendent figure in the world of sports. We will continue to follow their journey closely, analyzing every serve, every volley, and every strategic adjustment. Because when history is happening on the tennis court, you do not look away. You watch, you analyze, and you marvel at the enduring beauty of the game. What an absolutely incredible journey we have unpacked today. The landscape of professional tennis is constantly shifting, but moments like these, where generations intersect and create pure magic on the court, are truly rare and deeply special. The explosive debut of Alexandra Eala and Venus Williams at the Bad Homburg Open is a story that resonates far beyond the baseline. It is a narrative about the relentless pursuit of greatness, the willingness to share wisdom, and the beautiful, unpredictable nature of sports. We have seen how a 21-year-old rising star from the Philippines, carrying the immense hopes of her nation, stepped onto grass courts of Germany and seamlessly integrated her explosive baseline game with the unparalleled net mastery of a 46-year-old living legend. We analyze their dominant start, their incredible grit when facing a second-set deficit, and the sheer composure required to close out the match against a highly capable team. This victory was a statement of intent, a declaration that this pairing is not merely a novelty, but a competitive force to be reckoned with. For Alexandra Eala, the knowledge, the confidence, and the tactical awareness she is absorbing from Venus Williams will undoubtedly shape the trajectory of her career, especially as she heads into Wimbledon seated in singles for the first time. She is receiving an education that money simply cannot buy. For Venus Williams, this successful run serves as a perfect crucible to sharpen her legendary grass court skills in preparation for her highly anticipated reunion with Serena Williams at Wimbledon. It is a testament to her enduring love for tennis and her incredible physical longevity. The challenges ahead are significant, particularly their upcoming quarterfinal clash against the formidable second-seeded team of Teresa Milikova and Olivia Nichols. The tactical chess match will be intense, demanding absolute precision and unwavering focus. But regardless of the result, the Eala-Williams partnership has already left an indelible mark on this tennis season. They have reminded us why we love this game, for the drama, the history, and extraordinary human stories that unfold between the lines. The entire nation of the Philippines is cheering, the global tennis community is captivated, and we are all eagerly waiting to see what happens next. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into one of the most fascinating developments in the tennis world right now. The action is only going to get hotter as we approach Wimbledon. Enjoy the matches, appreciate the history being made, and we will be right here to break it all down for you. Have a phenomenal day, and keep watching courts.